Welcome to today's Monster Monday episode of the Technicolor Mike B Show. Yes, it is Monster Monday here on the Technicolor Mike B Show, and we are live on YouTube. Yes, we are live today. Are you brave enough to continue watching? So yes, we decided we needed to do a monster-ific design for today. The first monster concept was more of a dinosaur man. Yes, I considered doing a dinosaur-themed episode, but no, that went by the wayside. And then as I was making some sugar cookies, I thought maybe I could do Cookie Monster. Oh, can you believe Cookie Monster? No, we're not gonna do Cookie Monster today. We're gonna do something even cooler than Cookie Monster. Yes. C is for cookie. They're good enough for me. C is for cookie. Cookie starts with C. Yes, he doesn't know how to be an evil monster, does he? Not at all. Not at all. Well, as I was contemplating a Cookie Monster themed episode, I thought, let's talk about cooking. Yes, it is an important skill to have, especially during a pandemic where you can't go out to a restaurant every night of the week. And fortunately, I do know how to cook. And yeah, I would like to give my mom credit for teaching me how to cook, but unfortunately, that really isn't the case. Yeah, growing up, I did some cooking. I learned how to make hot dogs and beans. I could heat up frozen pizza in the oven. I could stir the gravy if we were having gravy with our dinner. But my mom didn't like us to work with eggs and raw meat and other ingredients. She thought those ingredients had too many germs associated with it, and if we were to be cooking raw meats, eggs, and other items in the kitchen, she wouldn't know where to clean because we would have made a mess everywhere. So yeah, she didn't want us cooking in the house. But that doesn't really mean I didn't learn how to cook from watching her. I did a lot of watching, saw her make big meals for us to eat on the weekends. Yeah, she'd spend her Saturday. One Saturday she would make a big pot of spaghetti. The next Saturday she might fry up a bunch of chicken. The following week it would be a pork roast or something, and during the week we would have one day the spaghetti, and another day the chicken, a third day the pork roast, and we'd have a week's worth of meals, just pulling whatever was the next item out of the freezer. And yeah, so that is sort of how I started cooking when I moved out on my own. I spent my weekends making a big pot of spaghetti one weekend, freezing and pulling throwing it out for dinner on the days I wanted spaghetti, and then I'd make a big pot roast or other dishes. I never did learn how to fry chicken, so I never make fried chicken. If I do chicken, it's just with a barbecue sauce or some other way. It's not as a proper fried chicken meal, unless I go to KFC or Popeyes. But yeah, so I started cooking things following her example of making a big meal and eating it throughout the course of the week. But I think I learned a lot of my cooking skills from PBS. Yes, growing up in the Chicago area, our local PBS station was WTTW Channel 11, Your Window to the World, and it had lots of cooking shows. I think my favorite show to watch was The Frugal Gourmet with Jeff Smith. I know I also watched the Yan Can Cook with Martin Yan. If Yan can cook, so can you. Not that I ever really liked Chinese food growing up, but yeah, he was fun to watch, and I really did like his knife skills. Yeah, so he was a fun chef to watch. We had, of course, the French Chef with Julia Childs. I didn't know she was doing new episodes when I was growing up, or they were all reruns. Yeah, I just never paid much attention. I never knew what was new stuff and what was reruns. To me, if it was on TV, it was new, it was something I hadn't seen before, it was something worth watching. Oh, and yes, there was Louisiana Cooking with Justin Wilson. So yeah, PBS had tons of cooking shows, and I watched thousands of hours of cooking, probably the same shows over and over again on rerun, repeat. But yeah, so when it came time to move out on my own, I wasn't afraid to try things when it comes to cooking. So I would buy some meat, and I think I own about 2 cookbooks early on, and I think I cooked 4 recipes out of those cookbooks. To me, the cookbook was you're cooking a roast, and what temperature do I set the oven to, and how long should it take per pound. I'm cooking a turkey, how long should it take per pound, what temperature do I cook it at, and the rest of my cooking is really just winging it. If I'm doing a pot of spaghetti sauce, I know I like Italian sausage, so I'll buy Italian sausage. I know I like meatballs, so I'll buy ground beef and make meatballs. But I'll throw in chicken breasts or just whatever else I happen to feel like in the mood of making, so I can have a chicken-based spaghetti dish. I can have a sausage and meatball-based spaghetti dish. The other day, I had some prime rib leftovers in the fridge, and I just wasn't feeling in the mood of making it as roast beef, and so I just threw that in the pot of spaghetti and cooked it with the rest of the meatballs and sausages I was doing. I bought an Instapot a few years ago, and I think early on I looked up some recipes. Again, I was more looking up how long does something take to cook in the Instapot. What do I need to do to make something? So I use cookbooks and recipes more as a guideline. And all the cooking I do, it's like, I know I like onion, I know I like garlic, I know I like whatever else I think to put in it, the barbecue sauce, and so I just make stuff based on what I'm in the mood for, what I have available. It's like I can make a barbecue beef, a barbecue pork, a barbecue chicken dish. Any kind of dish can just be barbecuized with a barbecue sauce and onions and garlic and stuff like that. Yeah, that's when it comes to cooking. I just sort of wing it. After I became an adult and moved out on my own, I did like watching Good Eats, and the thing I like about Good Eats is he sort of tells you what you're trying to accomplish with the cooking, so you know how to not overcook the meat to get it so it's not. So you either want to cook it short enough that it's still tender, or you want to cook it long enough that it's tender again, because there's that period of time in the middle where it is just tough and difficult to eat. And yeah, so it's like when I make a lot of food at home. For years I would eat probably 6-meal dinners a week at home, and I'd go out like once a week for dinner. And then the last few years, with the commute and working 25 miles away from home, getting stuck in traffic, I was eating at home like one night a week and eating out 6 nights a week. And so like a year ago when the pandemic began, I transitioned back into eating most of my meals at home. In a given week, I might order out at most 2 dinners a week. In the last few weeks, I really haven't ordered dinner out. I keep on saying, yeah, I need to order the Chinese food. I need to order this or that or from one of the local places, because those are things I just don't make or don't make well. And looking for those meal options again. But then I go to the grocery store and, oh, look at this, they have some bone-in chicken breast, and maybe I'll do that. And then I'll buy, oh, look at this, they have some beef stew meat, and maybe I'll use it to make a chili or a beef stew dish, and wind up with 4 or 5 nights of foods just from the fresh meats I bought at the grocery store. And like, what night am I gonna make time to order out? I wind up just cooking what's in the fridge, and have a freezer full of more meats. I'm like, I have to stop buying meats every time I go to the grocery store and start using the meals I've packed in the fridge. Yeah, just being home all this time, I'm like, yeah, I have time, let's make a big pot of spaghetti, and suddenly I have meals for 12 days of spaghetti time, and freeze it all or whatever I'm gonna do with it. And I do it again the next time, and oh look, I'll do a lasagna, and oh look, I'll do a pot roast, oh look, I'll make a stew, oh look, I'll make a beef chili, and I have too much food. I have to start eating from the freezer supply, even though, yeah, I'm home. Years ago, I used to know that, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna have the spaghetti, so I'll pull it out of the freezer. And then because of the traffic situation, it's like, I'm not sure what time I'm gonna get home. Will I have the energy to make something? So I'd get home and I'd go through the, what should I have? No, it's frozen. No, it's frozen. No, it's frozen. Yeah, that just became a pain, and I'd order out or drive out to a restaurant or something, or say, hey, I have nothing ready for dinner. Let's just stop at this restaurant over here and eat dinner before we get home. So yeah, I don't know what I would do, how I would survive this pandemic if I had to eat out every night of the week. there's only so many local places that have carry out or delivery. Yeah, there's 12 pizza places, but I can only do pizza so many nights in a row. It's just not the same as if eating in the restaurant itself. So yeah, I've done a lot of cooking. Now there's foods I've missed. I haven't gone to Chipotle. That used to be one of my regular lunchtime spots almost every week. I haven't been there in 10 months. Yeah, and a lot of other places. I miss going out to restaurants and eating a variety of foods. But yeah, this summer I grilled out 3-4 nights a week. Haven't done the grill lately because I'm not a good stand in the cold weather after the sun is set on the grill. I'd rather just turn on the stove, stick something in, put it in a saucepan or something. But yeah, so I can cook, and I really have to thank PBS for making me not afraid of cooking. I think there's a lot of single guys out there who cooking is hamburger helper. Can't tell you if I've ever eaten in a meal made with hamburger helper. My college roommate had it all the time, and I was pulling out my fresh, or I guess frozen spaghetti dinner, and he was eating 3 nights in a row of hamburger helper. So yeah, so this is Monster Monday. No, we didn't do Cookie Monster today, but we did talk about cooking. And this is our monsterific balloon. So until next time, see you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.